Before we start today's video, there is a new video on Moisky Live, and I'll be doing a PMQ stream tonight at 9:30 PM GMT, both linked down below. Now, I think we all remember, but I'm just going to ask anyway. Do you remember Jussie Smollet? He was an actor on a TV show called Empire. He had a pretty good role, a decent salary, everything was looking good for him, for Jussie Smollet. And then Jussie Smollet decided to do something a bit stupid, and in doing this stupid thing, set in motion a series of events that got people up in arms and then spectacularly backfired on him. For this, I'm going to go and give you the Cliff's Notes of what happened. On the 29th of January 2019, an alleged incident took place, with Jussie Smollet telling the police that the two attackers made reference to MAGA while attempting to wrap a rope around his neck, along with pouring an unknown chemical substance onto him, with the doctors describing his condition as good. On the 30th of January, an outpour of support came from celebrities because, listen and believe, yo, totally 100% legitness. This would include Viola Davis and Janelle Monáe, along with Empire co-stars Grace Byers and Naomi Campbell. On the 31st of January, Jussie Smollet refused to hand over his phone to the police that were investigating the attack because they wanted to confirm details, as the actor had indicated he was on his phone with his manager at the time of the attack. One day later, the police say, "He's a victim, we don't treat him like a criminal," with them not demanding the phone. On February the 1st, Jussie Smollet spoke for the first time. By the way, obvious point, Black Lives Matter pounced on this, with Jussie Smollet telling everyone he was okay and that the outpouring of love and support from his village has meant more to him than he'll ever be able to truly put into words, and that he is working with the authorities and had been 100% factual, we'll get to that later, and consistent on every level. The police also released pictures of two people of interest and they wanted to speak to them. On February the 2nd, Jussie Smollet declared himself the gay Tupac. Well, you're still alive, so I don't think that's the truth. Although conspiracy time. On February 11th, his phone records were submitted, but the files were redacted with some bits being covered up, the police indicating there was no reason to suspect any wrongdoing from Jussie Smollet, and they're not even looking at charges regarding filing a false report. On February the 14th, the persons of interest were in fact arrested. They are Obabinju and Abimbola Osindero, brothers from Nigeria. That MAGA thing, Some of the items seized from the police raid included a black face mask, an Empire script, a phone receipt, and red hat and bleach. On the same day, Jussie Smollet is shown on Good Morning America, with him suggesting that the alleged attackers were white. And if he had said the attackers were Muslim or Mexican or someone black, he felt like the doubters would have supported him a lot much more. On the 17th of February, the trajectory of the investigation shifted, with the Chicago police saying there have been some developments in the investigation after they released the Osindero brothers without charge, with the actor's lawyer saying that Jussie Smollet is angry and devastated by recent reports that the perpetrators are individuals he is familiar with. On the 20th of February, this comes back to bite him, the police charged Jussie Smollet as a suspect in a criminal investigation for filing a false police report, which is a Class 4 felony, with the detectives presenting evidence before a Cook County grand jury, with the source indicating that the Osindero brothers were told by Jussie Smollet what to buy, with countless phone calls placed before this. Jussie Smollet's lawyer said they will conduct a thorough investigation and mount an aggressive defense, which led, by the way, since this all happened, to people like 50 Cent mocking the living feck out of Jussie Smollet's gay Tupac comment with a meme. This meme. It's a good meme. On the 21st of February, Jussie Smollet is arrested, and at a press conference, the police superintendent Eddie Johnson said that Smollet took advantage of the pain and anger of racism to promote his career, indicating that the actor did it because he was dissatisfied with his salary. Police also indicated that he sent a racist letter to himself at a Foxx studio and paid the Osundairo brothers a check for $3.5 grand to stage the attack, which, by the way, led to Donald Trump pouncing on this. Yeah, wow, there's your free publicity. Oh dear, oh dear. On the 22nd of February, Jussie Smollet is suspended from Empire. On the 25th, the check was called into question because reporters in the US got a copy of the check allegedly paid to Abel Osundairo for the attack. The date on it is the 23rd of January and says, 5-week nutrition workout program, don't go. Don't Go is the name of a music video Smollet was planning to shoot, which is why he paid the brothers to get him in shape. On the 1st of March, the Osundairo brothers actually said in a statement from their lawyer Gloria Schmidt that they have tremendous regret over their involvement in the situation, adding that they understood how it was impacted people across the nation, particularly minority communities and especially those that have been victims of hate crimes themselves. On the 13th of March, Empire was back on air. Jussie Smollet's character does feature in the episode, which, well, the ratings went down a bit, with him scheduled to appear in 7 of the remaining 9 episodes of Season 5. At the same time, Smollet appeared in court charged with 16 counts of disorderly conduct and pled not guilty, with him being told he must tell the court if he plans to leave the state of Illinois and is due back in court in mid-April. On the 20th of March, the Empire creator spoke out about the pain and anger and sadness and frustration he and his cast have gone through over the saga, adding that Empire was made to bring America back together and talk about the atrocities that are happening right now in the street. On the 26th of March, Jussie Smollet is cleared of all charges, with his lawyer indicating that his record was wiped clean. But the Chicago police and city's mayor stand by their case against Jussie Smollet, criticizing the latest development in a joint news conference, with the superintendent saying that at the end of the day it is Jussie Smollet who committed the hoax. If he wanted to clear his name, the way to do it is in a court of law so that everyone can see the evidence, and I stand by the facts of what we produced. And the mayor saying that Jussie Smollet got let off scot-free with no sense of accountability for the moral and ethical wrong of his actions. On the 27th of March, Jussie Smollet's lawyer says the case is closed. And on the 28th, Donald Trump calls the case an embarrassment to the nation. On the 29th, Jussie Smollet is ordered to pay, 28th of March that is, ordered to pay for police overtime, which is about $130,000. On the 12th of April, the actor is then sued by the city of Chicago because he refused to pay the $130,000 demanded by the Chicago police. On the 23rd of April, the Osundairo brothers sue the actor's lawyers, with them describing it as comical and ridiculous. And on the 30th of April, well, Empire have no real need for him anymore. In fact, confirmed on the 5th of June because they let him go. On the 24th of June, news footage is released by the police, taken about 7 hours after the alleged attack, which is taken from the police officer's body cam in Jussie Smollet's apartment, with an officer saying in the video, "Do you want to take it off or anything?" Smollet replying, "Yeah, I do, I just wanted you to see it." This is a part of hundreds of files released by the Chicago police from their investigation into the case, which also included a video from inside the taxi of the Osundairo brothers on their way to meet Jussie Smollet's night of the reported attack. All this seemed a bit dead, doesn't it? And then we get to the 12th of February 2020, where Special Prosecutor Dan Webb, who was assigned to investigate how the case was handled, says in a statement he is going to further prosecute Jussie Smollet. What is he facing charges of? 6 counts of lying to the police. This is disorderly conduct, by the way. This particular special prosecutor was assigned in August to investigate how local prosecutors handled the case. The actor was charged with making 4 separate false reports to police department officers related to his false claims that he was the victim of a hate crime, knowing that he was not a victim of a crime, with the special prosecutor adding that his office had obtained sufficient factual evidence to argue that prosecutors were wrong to drop the case last year. With Jussie Smollet due in court on the 24th of February this year, the city is also suing the actor in a civil suit, seeking that $130,000 owed to them for overtime paid to officers involved in investigating his claims, with Jussie Smollet filing a counter-suit. I want to see how well the corruption runs in this. I really do, because Jussie Smollet has done goofed up. Hell, if this goes to plan and he gets actually done, halls of justice you go. Maybe. More than likely, this is absolutely astonishing that you're still perpetuating this bullshit. As with all things, I am very much interested to know what you think about this. To me, Jussie Smollet has played a game and paid the price, but he has yet to actually pay the price because the case was thrown out, and because he has yet to pay for the overtime. While you believe your own lie so much that it is true to you, the lie has gone on long enough. You lost your job, boy, and you think it's entirely hate crime related. No one cares about the colour of your skin or your sexuality. They really don't. They care that somebody who supposedly represents somebody of a race and of a sexuality has besmirched them. No, they don't, actually. They just don't like it that people lie. You are in an incredible position of privilege, and you have taken full advantage of it to perpetuate a lie and milk something that is incredibly sensitive. And it backfired. This is going to be interesting. Do let me know in the comments below what you think. If I don't see you over on Twitch tonight at 7:30 or 8 PM GMT even, or on Moistly Live for the PMQ stream, I hope you all have a fantastic Wednesday, and thank you all for listening.